Hello, welcome to Nina's Knots Crochet. I'm Lynanne. If you're new here, hi. Thanks for stopping by, checking out my channel. My channel, it's all about crochet, a little bit about knitting, a lot about yarn, and my journey in this fabulous yarning community. Hey, returning subscribers, thanks so much for coming back and spending a little bit of your time with me. This week's going to be a little bit different. I have got so much to catch up on. First things first, I want to say thank you so much for all your thoughts and your prayers for while my husband was in the hospital. He came home yesterday late afternoon, right before dinner. They sent him home with home health care. Little backstory, we were on vacation and we got home a week ago Friday, and he said, I don't feel good. And we all kind of just attributed it to traveling. Things aren't normal when you're traveling. Even though we travel in an RV and we have our own bed and we have our own food, still the traveling, you're bouncing down the road. It screws you up a little bit. So we got home Friday late morning and we went about a normal Friday, but we went to bed early. We were both exhausted. Saturday morning, I got up like I normally did, putzing around the house. He got up and said, I still don't feel good. I have a headache. I gave him some aspirin and he went back to bed. Got up about 2 o'clock and still complaining. He had a stomach ache. He didn't feel good. So I made him some oatmeal. Oatmeal is always good for upset stomachs, right? He ate the oatmeal, some fruit, and we really had a lazy Saturday. For the rest of the afternoon. I spent Saturday morning kind of unloading the motorhome. Anyway, by dinner time, he was miserable. And then it started. And by 1 o'clock in the morning, Saturday night, Sunday morning, I'm like, this is not normal. We are taking you to the emergency room. So we ended up calling an ambulance because with his heart condition, I wasn't taking any chances. He was, at this point, graphic warning, he was vomiting straight blood. And so they got him into the emergency room, put him in ICU, monitored him for a few more hours. Now we're into Sunday. I'll be honest with you guys, he looked like death. It was awful. And was continuing to vomit, and they brought in a trauma surgeon. Now, at this point, I'm on the verge of hysterics. I'm holding it together for my husband, but I'm beyond scared. The trauma surgeon looks me in the eye and says, we're going to take him to the OR, but it's going to be like finding an Easter egg. We don't know where the bleed is, and I may not be able to stop it. And at that point, the nurse tells me to tell my husband goodbye. Yeah, that was not one of my finest hours. I was crying. The nurses were trying to console me. I was trying not to cry in front of my husband because I didn't want him to see how scared I was, because that would have made him worse. So they take him out. I call our kids. That was a fun conversation. In the meantime, another doctor, not the trauma surgeon, but another doctor says, wait a minute, let's do this before we do that. So now I'm preparing myself for a 6-hour surgery. And about an hour and a half to 2 hours later, out comes the second surgeon and said, oh, we fixed him. I said, you people scared the hell out of me. What do you mean you fixed him? And they said that he had an ulcer that erupted. And he was bleeding profusely into his stomach, but they were able to find the bleed. They were able to cauterize it and ablaze it and do all the its that they do to it. And he just has to be really careful about what he eats and what medicine he takes for the next year until his stomach completely heals. So they put him, at this point, he's intubated and still in the ICU. So they take him out of the intubation, and he is confused, which is normal. They're like, don't worry, it's okay, we're monitoring him. Now he's retaining CO2. my husband does have COPD. He's never been a smoker. It just, he has weak lungs. So he's retaining CO2 and he's confused and hallucinating, the whole 9 yards that goes with that. So now they're treating him for that. They say he has a touch of hospital delirium, which is another thing. They're like, we need to get him out of here as soon as possible because that will clear up as soon as he's out of the hospital. So now they're talking about putting him in a rehab facility, which, okay, I'm okay with that. If that's what he needs, we get him the help he needs. By Saturday, yesterday, he's cleared out the CO2 with a BiPAP machine. He is way more coherent. Our kids have been here. They've seen with his own eyes that he's okay. And then the doctor comes in yesterday morning and says, let's get him out of here. Let's send him home with home health care. I think he'll respond better. And I'm like, okay, that works for me. So about 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon, they send us home. And by 7 o'clock, I could see a little glimmer of him coming back. He's still very, very weak. They had to give him 8 units of blood, 4 units of plasma, and 2 units of frozen platelets because he had lost so much blood. So his system was in a huge shock. His kidneys and liver were completely tattered. His liver isn't come back completely to normal yet, but they're like, we can't keep him in the hospital for that. It's improving and it will. His platelet numbers have stabilized. He's good with his platelets. So now we're in the recovery phase. Home health care should be here sometime this afternoon to start physical therapy because he is as weak as a kitten. But his personality is coming back, which is a good thing. He's still really, really tired, but all things considered, he's still with me. So the best Father's Day present he gave me was coming home. So on that note, that was 7.5 minutes of me babbling about things that are not yarn. Also, prayers were well answered. Nancy is on the mend. She apparently was dismissed from the hospital and they will be heading home. I'm sure, she'll tell her story, but prayers worked, people. It's great. It's fantastic news. So with that, let's get on to the crochet part of this channel. Today I am going to show you my make-alongs. Mondays is usually my make-along Mondays, and I do have a couple of things that I'm working on, and I have a finished object. Luck of the Draw 7 finished, you guys. I love that. Nancy, if you are watching this from Nan's Next Knots, please let there be a Luck of the Draw 8. I have an idea for what I want to do already, and I really, really, I love this project. I mean, because it's a once a week thing and you get a really cool thing at the end of it. So my Luck of the Draw 7 is finished, and I have to thank Lynette with Charmed Grammy Crochet for the inspiration for this project. This project I did is called the Fading Rainbow Lapgan. It was on the Crochet magazine in April of last year. She did it for Luck of the Draw 6. I did with Luck of the Draw 7. And it's done. I should have folded it the other way. I should fold it this way so that you can see. This thing is so long. It's going to end up being a blanket, guys. There's just no way I can turn it into anything else because it is so flippin' long. Maybe a wrap. I think it could be. Boy, could I have used this in the hospital. Oh, sitting in the emergency room and sitting in the ICU waiting room. I was freezing. most of the time. I had all my sweaters with me because I was cold. But don't you, I just love this project. I used Mary Maxim Ultra Mellow Spun DK, which is no longer available. I used the colors Robin's Egg, Sky Blue, Brown, Taupe, let's see, Shell, Poppy, Light Green, Sky Blue, Poppy, Medium Green, and that's it. Those are the colors. And it just, I love this project. This blanket is soft and squishy. I'm so sad that they discontinued this yarn because it really is a very, very nice yarn. And you'll be glad to know all my ends are sewn in. This is where you saw me last. These are the last 3 weeks. I love this project. So that one is done. This is off to probably, I'm going to probably put this in my car. It's the perfect, you know, warm-ish blanket that'll roll up to nothing, perfect to stash in the back of my car. So like if we're out someplace, I can throw it over my shoulders. So luck of the draw, 7 complete. I did notice that the next clue for multivalence has come out. I'll probably get to that sometime either this week or next, because I saw where Jax from Creations by Jax, hi Jaxie, she did hers and it was really pretty round. So I'm excited to get started on that and pick the next color for that. So that I will get to. My Double Dog Dare knit blanket is neglected and I feel bad, but I'm going to get back on it. You know, it's been a crazy couple of weeks with vacation and hospital stays. So the Double Dog Dare knit blanket will get caught up on probably this weekend sometime. I will get to that. So that leads us to the last 2 make-alongs that I'm part of that I don't have anything to do with. The first one is Judy's Creations in Crochet, her monthly flower cow. And this one kind of leads over to the other one, which is the 3 with Glasses cow with the 3 girls, Sam, Rebecca, and Amanda. And I'll list their channels below because I can never remember their channel other than Sam. Sam is Mampas Makes. And they're doing their make along. And they picked out a pattern called dun dun dun. I don't have the name of it. I don't have the name of it. But I am on row 39, and I've gotten this far and I love this pattern and I really like the yarn that I picked out. I am using some number 1, I took the thing out. This is Petal Perfect by Yarn Bee. They're hand dyed merino, and this is a Cloudburn, and I can't remember the name of it. Hold please. Okay, I'm back. So the variegated is this hand dyed Petal Perfecto by Yarn Bee, and it is 50 superwash merino wool, 50 lyocell. It's a number 1. There's 400 yards in this. And the bright turquoise is called Highland Sport in the color Lagoon. And it says it's a number 2, but it's a real thin number 2. And they're 200 yards, and it's 100% fine Highland wool. And I put these together to start this really cute shawl. I just thought this row is like a puff stitch row, and it just needed something to break up the variegated, and I just pulled that color out of, see how it's right here in the variegated. It just makes it pop, and I just think it adds a really fun color to it. I am using a 4.5mm hook. Now, this is the one that I originally started with. These are the ones that I got from Amazon with the little cute little flowers on it. And if you saw my review from Cross Stitch VIP, this is the 4.5 from them. Now you can see the difference. First of all, the handle on the Cross Stitch VIP, the like the clay part, is longer and fatter, but the hook is shorter, where this one is way longer hook. Other than that, I don't see a difference. I have no problem interchanging them. They're basically the same hook on the top, you know, slightly rounded, metal, smooth. I'm liking these very much, because when I first got back into crocheting, these are the ones that I bought. This with this thicker clay part, I think I might like it even a little bit more. And I'm not one for a really long shaft. It doesn't matter to me, because I tend to hold my hook kind of close to where I'm stitching. And so it doesn't matter to me if it's a long shaft or a short shaft. So I've been using these hooks. This is the one I've been using the most recently. So if you were wondering, this is the Cross Stitch VIP one, and I really like them. I'm aiming for $13 and change. I think these are a good deal. I got 12 of them for that price. So anyway, and these colors go with, I'll pop the picture here for Judy's flower cal. These colors go with it. But then when I was in the hospital with my husband, I didn't want to have to follow a pattern. I wanted something to do with my hands, and I did a lot of reading this week, but I wanted something to do with crochet. So when I was on vacation, I had gone to the local yarn shop with my friend Cheryl, and I'll talk more about that later this week. They had all of their Noro 40% off. They're discontinuing in that shop. They're not going to carry Noro any longer. And I had just finished that poncho that I made for my granddaughter, and I loved the Noro. I loved it. So I went and I bought a whole bunch of it. And this kind of just said to me, again, I'll pop that picture back in. Does that not remind you of this picture a little bit? It's a little darker. It's got more brown to it. This is the Noro Mariah. Yeah, I think that's how you say that. And this is 40% cotton, 25% silk, 25% viscose, 10% polyamide. And so I am making, and this word is not my word. I saw this on Ravelry someplace. I'm making a blarf, which is a blanket scarf, although it's a lightweight blanket scarf. I just stitched, I think I did 250 stitches, And then I did, let's see, what did I do? I did 10 rows of half double crochets. And then I'm trying something. I think it's working out, but I'm trying to keep it simple. And this is really kind of really busy yarn. But anyway, so the first 10 stitches of every row is a half double crochet. And then I went into the extended single crochet, which I loved. I did that for 10 rows. And then I did 3 rows of back loop only half double crochets to kind of like get a little bit of separation. And then I did 5 rows of the X stitch. Then I did everybody's favorite stitch, and it is mine, one of mine. I did right here, I did back post single crochet. I did a row of single crochet, then I did a row of back post single crochet. And now I'm doing the extended half double crochet, and I'll do that for 10 rows. And I have 3 balls of this. This is into my second ball. I'm going to use all 3 of these, and that's how wide this is going to be. And this is how long it is. It's super long. It's as tall as I am, or taller than I am, and I'm 5'7". And I just think that this is going to be, it's soft, it's cottony, it's warm. It'll be a really nice summer weight wrap when I'm through with it. The camera's not picking up the stitches, but when you're close, you can see the X's and the ridge that this creates. I think I really like it. It was mindless crochet, and I really think it does look like the pattern. So now I've got 2 submissions for Judy. I don't know which one I'm going to submit yet. But anyway, so that is the extent of my crochet for make-alongs. And honestly, that's the extent of my crochet so far. What am I wearing? I am wearing my Cabot Trail sweater that I turned from a cardigan into a pullover. It's so soft and nice, and I reblocked it so it's a little bit longer, and I'm loving it. What else did I need to tell you? Oh, this week I have yarn hauls to show you. Oh, do I have yarn hauls to show you? I have a box that I received from Judy, from Judy's Creations and Crochet. I have some more yarn from Temu. I have yarn from Joann's. I have yarn from Hirschner's. I have yarn from Little Knits. I think I have 2 orders from Hirschner's. Well, 2 packages. 1 order, 2 packages. So I have a lot of yarn to show you this week. And then I wanted to show you my trip to the little yarn shop where I spent a lot of money there, and I have some yarn to show you from that. So this week is going to be very yarn forward. I have quite a bit. I'll probably have to break it up into 2 or 3 videos because there is a lot of yarn to show you. I'm excited because when I purchased these particular yarns this time around, I have specific things in mind. So it wasn't it's pretty as, no, I have specific things in mind for these yarns going forward. I do have one other project that I will show you. And let's talk about tanks and tees. I know we're winding down. Today is the 19th of June, so you've got a little more time to work on your tank and or your tee. I have restarted the Tunisian triangle tank top. highly doubt I'll get it done by the 30th of June, but I'm still working on it. It's so pretty. I love that pattern. I have had some amazing people turn in some beautiful work. So don't forget, you can turn in your pictures to me through my email, which is listed below, to my private Facebook group, which is listed below, or through Instagram, which is also listed below. I will be drawing 3 winners. The first 2 winners are going to be just a random draw, one for a tank, one for a tee. And then the third winner is judged. It's going to be the best in show. I have 3 judges that are going to judge for us, and I'll show them pictures without names, and they're just going to pick out their favorite. And if they can come to a consensus, then I'm sure they will. We'll get a best in show, and that person is going to get a prize. The prizes are going to be, I think, quite amazing, and we will talk more about those next week because I have something that's coming in that I want to show you. So anyway, don't forget, get those tees done, get those tanks done. You still have time, and it's just, it's July. We got warm weather yet coming, so turn them on. Let's go. Let's wear what we're proud of. I all week I have been wearing the sweaters that I have made. And I felt good about it. I'm like, I made this sweater and it's keeping me warm. You should feel good about the things that you make. So, with that, I am going to let you go. I hope you have a fabulous week. Get some quality crafting time in, spend some time with your loved ones, but above all, be kind to everyone. We'll talk soon.